Hi everyone, my name's Justin, and for today's video I'm going to be discussing Larry Itliong. Now, you may not know who he is, but he was actually a very prominent figure in history in the Central California when there was the strikes for the farm laborers in the 1960s. So, just to give you some background, Larry was a Filipino-born person and was immigrated to the U.S. as a teenager. When he moved over here, he worked his way up from farm labor to a cannery worker at a factory in Alaska, where then he moved down to Washington and eventually Stockton, California, where he actually pretty much stayed for the rest of his life. And so he partook in some of the protests and the strikes that were going on, as there was a lot of inequality between the grape growers and other farm workers because they weren't being treated fairly. And so he decided he needed to step into this and help them out, just as he did back in Alaska. And so he founded the Filipino Farm Labor Union in 1956. And so that's when he started to really get things going, have a lot of members join, and really want to get together to stop this. And so he worked his way up to get people motivated and fight the inequality once again. And then fast forward to 1965, he was leading the Agricultural Workers Organizing Committee, which was a very big thing in Stockton at the time and included a lot of Filipino members because of the community there. And from that point on, he actually saw that Delano down south in Central California was having trouble with their farm workers and farm growers not giving enough pay or benefits. So when he wanted to intervene, he went down there to Delano and actually was able to meet the great, famous, late Cesar Chavez. And as I'm sure many of you know, Cesar Chavez was a very big figure in that time because he was leading the National Farm Workers Association with Dolores Huerta at the time. So they both actually were able to meet, discuss about working together to really get things going, because they knew getting enough people to strike was the way to get these farm growers to listen. So when they did, they were both a little bit hesitant at first and think it wouldn't work out, but eventually they did, and the Filipinos and Mexicans actually worked together. And so in 1965, they formed the United Farm Workers Association. And I think that was like a really big thing at the time because it showed what great power and just motivation a lot of these people were actually willing to just step in to do something like this, to live a better life when it was already so rough there. And so it was really nice. And it was a little bumpy road for them at first, but they fought on, and especially Cesar Chavez stepping into the leadership spotlight. He gained a lot of popularity and attention. You know, he had his Si Se Puede chant, which is still very important and known today, and as well as meeting at the time Robert Kennedy when he was running for president to help him figure out what to do and get things done. So from that point on, they fought for 5 years, and Larry did step out from the spotlight at that point, even though he did help motivate Caesar to do the things that he wanted to do. And from there, they won 1970 with medical benefits, higher pay, and less use of pesticides. So it really helped the people there in living a better life, and something that I think shows that because the United Farm Workers are still around today, and they want to make sure people still have generations to come a better life. So from that point on, they actually were able to show it was a great deal that they were able to work together. But then again, Cesar Chavez did show more attention, and I think Larry should be shown more in the history books of the reason why he's just as great of a figure in that time of history. So thank you for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed.